Well, good morning, everybody. I'm Dr. Julia Royston of BK Royston Publishing, Royal Media and Publishing, For the Kingdom Ministries, and the Book Business Boss Consulting, where I am always seeking to help you get your message to the masses, turn your words into wealth, be a book business boss, and live your best life. And so this morning, God said middle moves, middle moves. It's the middle of the month. The 15th was a few days ago, but it's the middle of the month. We're headed to the end of the month. But there's some critical middle moves that you need to make. When Jesus, the woman at the well, the famous story of the woman at the well, he must needs go through Samaria. That's that middle space because he was on assignment, and then Joshua had to go and walk through the children of Israel, and there's many scriptures in the Bible that talks about going through, must needs do this, must needs do that. uh, you know um, Even in my home church they used to say we have much needs to pray for. And so there are some things that you have to do and that you need to do in the middle. You started off. I'm going to give you an example. So I realized that this, and I didn't even realize how long ago it had been. It's one of my, um, I haven't really been, I've been in the church space, but I haven't really taken this book with me. And I don't know why, because every time I do, I sell and sell out of it. But I've been on a children's book tangent and really focus on that. And I do take my inspirational devotional books with me, but I don't take a lot of them. And somehow I was speaking with a new client and or a potential client, and I gave them a sample of the Everyday Miracles resource series. And then I realized I need to look at that again and figure out, the distribution and what I did with that. And then I realized, first off, that was written in 2010. Okay. So that's a long time ago. It's 2024. So that was written in 2010, not even 2020, 2010. And I was like, it is time. Good morning. Good morning. So I said, it is time for me I need to look at that. I need to, I need to look at that before I even print anymore. I can't print that. I don't know what it, not the inside. I wasn't worried about the inside. I was worried about the cover. I was worried about how much it costs now to print. I'm starting to look back at my catalog. So I had to find it before I was found out. So that's number one. I had to find it. That middle thing, you have to figure out, what are the moves that I need to make, and I have to evaluate. At times you have to look at everything because you're getting ready to make some moves, but the things you got to do, you got to make sure find out before it's found. So when I looked at it, it's really a three-part resource. There's a book, there's a workbook with it, and then there's an instructor's guide. It's a Bible study, 21 lesson Bible study, and then it's got music to it. Well, so I found the CDs, okay, and then I looked at the cover. Oh, the front cover is beautiful, it's gorgeous. But when I looked at the back, first off, it had an old logo on it, which I didn't worry about that because that was the logo I had at the time. But it had the wrong website. It had the wrong that website I no longer have. That domain is not good. If they tried to find more information, it would say it would have a 404 error. And if you've ever seen that, that means it's not here. And so I was like, okay, I got to go through and fix that. So that was one of those middle moves that fortunately I found the status of it. I had to find it before it was found out, because now when I'm getting ready to, because this is, I've been kind of home, get my stuff organized, I'm throwing out, I'm doing spring cleaning, I'm doing finding stuff and found stuff, and because I've been on the move. But sometimes you have to, some of the middle moves is you have to stop and go through some things. You got to find some things before you're found out that my systems are not in order. So in addition to And that's what I did. I changed all the covers, re-uploaded them to a different printer. I'm all set and ready to go. So, it was just the whole point of, you got those, some of those middle moves. You got to find it before you found out, especially if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a ministry leader, if you're a business owner, if you're in your career. Sometimes you have to stop and pause. I used to hate those goal clarity and goal, that have to set goals and all that kind of stuff. But then sometimes you have to revisit, pull them papers out and say, what did the goal I said I had? What was the goal I set out? And it's May. Some of you need to go back and revisit what the goal you said you started in January. Whether you called it a New Year's resolution or a lifestyle change or a lifestyle adjustment, this is almost, the middle of the half point of the year. So these are some of these middle moves you got to get to before you get to the middle of the year. Some of these middle moves you have to make and adjust, because you're going to miss out on opportunities. You're going to miss out on, because that system is streamlined. So if I had that old website and just said, oh, I'm just going to print, I'm not going to fix, I'm not going to work on it, then somebody who would have gotten a book would have realized the inside might have been nice and fine, because the devotionals are timeless, but the outside is not right. My contact information is not right. I need to fix that. I have to fix that. Or it could be a breakdown in communication, a breakdown in the systems, and that's a reflection on me. Now, during that time when I did it in 2010, yeah, it was active. It was right. It was correct. But now it's 2024. That's 14 years later. And on the back, even the bio says she's the author of 4 books. Well, we know we've come a long way since then. So sometimes those middle moves, you have to find it before you're found out. Because where I am now in 2024 is totally different than where I was in 2010. So, if you're any age, where are you now compared to where you were? Where you were back then and who you are now, you may have to reintroduce yourself. So, and then next, some of you're going to have to be forced. You're going to have to be forced to it. And sometimes I'm like, I'll get to that. And then I'm forced. It is a business opportunity that comes along that forces me to do it. It is an idea that God gives me. Sometimes it's not something business related. Sometimes it's biblically and God based. God says, okay, you gotta fix this right now. Because old folks used to tell us he knows the end from the beginning. So therefore he knows what's coming. And if I don't stop and I'm and forced to face this and forced to do this system, and it doesn't hurt that I'm married to Brian Royston, because sometimes he will force you to do some things too. And then you'll be like, no, I'm in the middle of something else. I don't have time for that right now. I got to do this. And he says, no, we're going to do this right now. And you're going to do it and blah, 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 blah. And then I realized later, I confess, he was right. I realized later that he forced me to face something that I didn't want to, but he forced me to it. And I was glad he did, because I could be better prepared, better positioned if I was forced to do a certain thing. It flowed better. It was inconvenient. Yeah, it was, some of my systems, he's working on me and really forcing me to get even more automated system and get my systems in place even more, even though I have a very customized business. But he's forcing me into automating a lot of things. And I'm like, my system wasn't too bad. I have to get out of my feelings, but I have to be forced. And I have to find it before I'm found out. Before people are like, what? Oh, the link don't work. Oh, the website's down. Oh. So sometimes you have to force. And sometimes it just needs to be fixed. One of the key things in publishing, when you find an error, when you find a mistake or something is not right, you just got to fix it. Oh, that's misspelled. Oh, that's just the nature of this game. And a lot of people don't know what to fix, and they don't want to get help, or they don't want to pay to get it fixed, or they just want to ignore it. But sometimes it's got to be fixed. So if you had a broken arm, you'd want that fixed, because you got to use that. You need 2 hands. I mean, I know people who, find other ways. But the best way would be to have two hands and two arms and a shoulder that works. And it's got to be fixed. It's got to, some of those middle moves, that thing is broke. That relationship's broke. That system's broke. That thing you think, well, I'll fix it. I'll get it fixed. Now, that's one thing Brian Royston don't like, having something around that's broke. And that's another thing. He don't. And he wants to do something immediately. Especially if it's broke. How much is it going to cost, and what is it going, and where, how much money we got to save to get it done? Because it needs to be fixed. It's essential to destiny. It's essential to our life. It's essential to our destiny. It's essential to my purpose. It's essential to the plan God has for my life. It's got to be fixed. It's got to be fixed. Are you willing to get it fixed? Are you willing to get that thing fixed? Are you willing to sit down long enough, maybe put some things on pause? And, even the spring cleaning I've done, I'm like, I can't get this all done at one time. This is not going to work. God said, just do a little of it at a time. Just do an hour or two every day. Dedicate 15, 20 minutes. Move, throw out, take to the dumpster, take to the Goodwill, whatever you need. I start donating things to nonprofits. They need, I'm shipping books and things of that nature to nonprofits and stuff like that. So I just have a sense of urgency of that for my next move, whatever that is. I don't even know what it is. I can't tell you. If you ask me, I don't know. But there, the old folks say it's down in my knower that knows that I've got to do some of these things, because I'm either not going to have time to do it. It's something I've got to clear out. I got to fix. It's got to be fixed. It's got to be removed. I don't use it. It's clutter. Yeah. And, the retired teacher in me says, well, I might use that one time. Well, I might use that another. No, it's got to be fixed. That system has to be fixed. That relationship has to be fixed. That, that pattern, that habit, it's got to be fixed. And you got Jesus, but you're going to need a therapist. You're going to have to talk to somebody. Because we see it, you're showing it. It's no longer private. It's being found out in the way you handle people, in the way you post on social media, and the way you go live. It's there's some things that are in you that's eking out and it's leaking out. So that middle move is, you may have to go turn your body in, turn your mind in, make that appointment. They've got online services. They've got things that are totally confidential, but get the help that you need. That's a part of these middle moves. If you can get it fixed in the middle and readjust, I realize it saves so much time. It saves so much effort. The weight of hiding it, the weight of, oh, I hope that works. Oh, I don't have what I need for this because I do this. I like shopping. I've always, been into clothes all my life. But I realized I can't shop at the level that I did in the past and have money to invest in my business. So instead of coming up short and not having what my business needs, I'm a huge investor in my business. Huge, huge, huge. And so therefore, I have to make some changes. I had to make some adjustments. I had to fix it. And some of it I had to be forced to fix, because I'm like, I like that purse. I deserve that purse. I like that new outfit. Oh, that pantsuit look good on me. Oh, I got to realize, okay, a black pantsuit with some new jewelry looks just as good as you clean, you neat. So do you need that expense? You have to have that? Is that really required? Or is that just something you just want to do? Right. You need to fix it. And then some things need to be finished. Now, I'm not talking about what old folks say. I am not talking about you, lesson is you. But some things need to be finished. And I'm not going to start with the obvious one. But some of those ideas need to be finished. Some of those plans need to be finished. Some of those arrangements and that event, it finally needs to be finished. not for it to end, but for you to start it, to finish it, to get it done. And yes, of course, I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna bring it up. That book you said you was gonna write, and you said the Lord was told you to write it in 2019, but you didn't write it in 2020. It's 2024 now, boo boo. Is it done? We might need a conversation, but to get it finished, actually to say, ta-da! That's the beauty of writing books. When they're done, you're like, yay, it's finished, and it's available for sale, and it's a part of my legacy, and it's a part of my story, but if you don't finish it, it's just still, left undone. We used to have an old song at my church, don't let him catch you with your work undone. So some of you, it's not a book. Some of you, it's something else. You haven't finished that degree yet. You haven't finished that certificate yet. You drop out every time you get ready to start that class. You might need a tutor. You might need to pay somebody to help you pass that class. Finish. It could be one thing. It could be 5 classes. It could be so you can actually get that paper. So you don't have to be hiding and running and ignoring it. One class at a time. You can get that thing done. You can, if you make finish that one phone call, finish that one email, finish that one proposal, finish that one project. You never know. Middle moves. What you got to go through. What do you must needs go to and through. Middle moves. Make them. So that you can live your best life. Coming up at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right there on envision-radio.com, where praise meets talk 24/7. Then 11 a.m., the Spike Davis and Friends show. Tune in for laughs, music, and more. And then Tuesdays, the Book Business Boss show, Tuesday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard on envision-radio.com. The replays are the Book Business Boss podcast.com. And then visit and subscribe to the Book Business Boss YouTube channel. If you're an author, you've thought about being an author, I'm giving you 100 ways to be a book business boss. And if you're ready to take your book to the next level, go to beabookbusinessboss.com and download my free ebook From Author to Entrepreneur. Yeah, there's a lot of mindset shifts, mindset change, that have to be done. So from author to entrepreneur, you ready to go and be a book business boss? Go to beabookbusinessboss.com and download the ebook, and then be on the lookout. I got more panel events and discussions. You can ask questions and all that good stuff coming up this summer. So I'm on the move. I've been home, a little downtime, but I'm getting ready to hit the road. Brian Rustin and I are getting ready to, we're going to start around here, and then we're going to keep moving. So coming up May 26th, Senior Day at St. Stephen Baptist Church, the Hardin County campus, from 2 to 4 p.m. If you're in the area, stop by. We're going to be talking about leaving a legacy and writing your book now. And then June 1st, we'll be at the Carnegie Center in Lexington, Kentucky, at the Books in Progress conference there in Lexington, Kentucky on June 1st. Marketing for Authors. My session I'm speaking. It's at 10:45 a.m. And then the next week, June 8th, I'll be at the Hustle and Grind Urban Book Conference and Urban Book Festival in Detroit, Michigan. And then I'm back home, June 14th, Juneteenth celebration right here in Jeffersonville, Indiana, right downtown. You'll see the tents. Come on through. And then June 15th, I'll be at Melanair Marketplace for their Juneteenth celebration in Louisville, right across the bridge at 4th Street Live. And, we'll be between Muhammad Ali and Liberty Street. So a lot going on. And that's just the middle of June. I haven't even got to the end of June. Just as a heads up, we'll be at Indiana Black Expo the 26th. I think that's the 26th to the 28th. I'm not used to it being in, I'm definitely not used to it being in June. Most of the time, Indiana Black Expo is in July. But this year, they had to move the date around. So that's the last weekend. I think it's the 26th to the 28th is, 26th to the 28th, I believe. Hold on. Let me just double check that date. In June. No, the 27th through the 29th. I'm sorry. The 27th through the 29th is the Indiana Black Expo. So that'll be in Indianapolis, the Indianapolis Convention Center. And then before that, I'll be in Birmingham, Alabama on June 20th. I'll be speaking at the Alabama Black Chamber of Commerce where we talk about publishing. So, yep, I'm everywhere you want to be. So, looking forward to it. If we need to have a conversation, of course, Talk with Royston. All of my contact information, online stores, and everything is at JuliaAKRoyston.com. Who's with me this morning? Hello, Minister Wells. So glad that you joined us. I know that you're making plenty of middle moves. And those of you who are going to be listening on the replay, I really appreciate it. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So I'm Dr. Julia Royston, praying today, tomorrow, and always that you live your best life. Be blessed. Bye-bye.